What's up with it? This is the OG Bronknut 719 West. Y'all remember Pablo Escobar? The cocaine kingpin from Colombia, Medellin area. I think he called his gang Los Pepes. So Pablo Escobar's dead, for those of you that aren't up on world events. But his brother, Roberto, has announced yesterday a new crypto coin. And it's called Dietbitcoin. You heard it right! Dietbitcoin. So Roberto allegedly says that he met Satoshi Nakamoto. That he came to Colombia and was interested in talking to their family about a new cryptocurrency. And apparently Roberto was so suspicious of it that he actually went and made a copy of this Satoshi Nakamoto person their passport. Now all this is on the internet. You can look at all this, research the whole thing. But Roberto says that he then knew that he had been double-crossed. And what he was really talking to was a government agent, specifically the CIA. And he says, so he knows now that the CIA is who created Bitcoin. And he also knows that from this conversation, he says that the CIA plans on, running this coin up really high, then crashing the whole thing. And that's why he came up with Dietbitcoin, a currency that cannot be manipulated if people want to buy real currency. I mean, apparently the Escobar family's gone legit. I mean, they're not crooks and murderers and swindlers anymore. Now they're going to go legit with currency. So the Escobar family is out now selling this coin for right now for $2 each. And supposedly they plan on selling it for thousands of dollars later in the crowd sale. See, this is what's wrong with cryptocurrency. And maybe it's what's right with it, but it's what I think is wrong with it. There's so many just different new coins. I mean, this person says, well, Pablo says, or Roberto, his brother, says, I just created a clone of Bitcoin. Anybody can do that. It takes just like a few seconds if you know what to do. I mean, I personally don't know what to do. But if you know what to do, you can make your own cryptocurrency in a second. But getting miners to mine it and have it be truly decentralized and getting it on exchanges, that's a whole different story. Okay, Roberto? So, I mean, you can say you got Dietbitcoin and you're selling this in the pre-sale all you want. But if people all around the world can't trade it, it's not going to be very successful. Now, let's go back to the story itself of Roberto saying that he supposedly met somebody representing themselves as Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin. But once he realized that he was actually talking to a CIA agent, he departed ways from that person. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the CIA didn't create Bitcoin. I don't know who did. I mean, there's lots of speculation on who did. I mean, you got speculation out there. Big Square think it's Alan Greenspan, and he's got a very compelling reason why he thinks it's Alan Greenspan. And after listening to him, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Might be Alan Greenspan. But I've also thought it was a lot of different people. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was the CIA. And I also wouldn't be surprised if the CIA crashed Bitcoin down to shambles, down to rubble, down to nothing. Because think about it. It's the oldest con. It's the oldest trick in the book. It's the same trick they've been playing on us really forever. Is you have this pseudo-democracy here in the United States. But you have a shadow government which has an agenda with the New World Order to imprison and enslave all humans. So the best scam and the best con in the book under a fake democracy is to get the people to vote for it or the people to think it was their idea when you actually let him right into the trap that you wanted him to step in. It's brilliant. It's genius. I mean, I got to give the United States government credit for how bad they've been able to fool the American people for many years. So, you look at Bitcoin, for example. Let's just say hypothetically that the NSA did create Bitcoin. Well, what a better idea than to unleash it, and then as Satoshi said, I can't take it any further. You guys are going to have to take it from here. And he just fades away into the shadows and nobody knows who he is. And then get people spreading it and think that they're fighting this new world order and fighting these banks and fighting this corrupt currency because they're on the TV saying, this isn't good, you shouldn't buy it. And then when it goes on a run, Bitcoin up, 25% today. So it's like they don't want you to buy it, but they're letting you buy it. They're not banning it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that it feels like they're kind of herding us right into digital currencies. But if the NSA did start this, look, you're talking about a big organization, the United States government, the New World Order, the United Nations. You can't really fight this big of corruption. It's very hard to. So if they're the ones that are behind this, all the more reason why you should be moving money into cryptocurrencies right now. But I do think that somewhere down the road, and I think it is a long ways down the road, a long, 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 long ways down the road in the price of Bitcoin, that world elite may crash it on purpose. Get everybody used to using cryptocurrencies. Right? Everybody knows how to do wallet transfers and protect their coins and trade coins. Everybody knows how to do that. It's all the norm now. And then they crash the whole thing on purpose. Create a bunch of chaos, and then out of the chaos becomes order, right? Their currency, the Fed coin or the world coin or the New World Order coin or whatever you want to call it. So, on one hand, I just laugh at a story like this with Roberto Escobar and the Escobar family with, them coming up and just out with this right now. But on the other hand, there's a part of me that believes that Roberto Escobar may have met with this person who claimed to be Satoshi Nakamoto and kind of figured this puzzle out. This is the same guy who claimed he had HIV and didn't. No, not that he had HIV, that he had the cure for HIV because of his knowledge of horses. So the Escobar family is not really believable, and especially Roberto out of all of them. But I don't know, just something to make you say, right, about who the real creator of Bitcoin is. Either way, I think we're going to see epic moves up. They're going to try to herd people into cryptocurrencies. It's really the only way. How are you just going to crash the dollar and then overnight come up with something else? You really can't. You really can't. You're talking about world absolute chaos if you do that. So you have to have some sort of smooth transition. And if you make some sort of announcement, there's no such thing as a smooth transition. So you kind of have to do it on the down low. Make people think that they're fighting against these banks and these big governments when they're really not. That's exactly what they want you to do. Same way with all the elections of the presidents. I believe that there's a deep state out there. I think Obama's are deep state, Clinton's are deep state, Bush's are deep state. I don't know if Trump is or not. I can't figure the whole situation out yet. I don't know if he's a good guy, if he's a bad guy, if he's playing chess in there with all these firings and resignings. Who knows what's going on behind closed doors? It's a complicated world. I thank God I don't have to make those decisions, and somebody else does. But I think either way, whether Bitcoin was created by the NSA or it was actually by just a benevolent person like you and I who just hated all this corruption and wanted to put it out there just to mess with all these banks when nobody had thought of this, I can see that too. But either way, it's going to be disruptive to the bankers themselves, and that's why you need to be buying it. Now, Bitcoin has dropped off of its high that it made just a couple of days ago at 91, and it's back down to 84, kind of testing a mid-range low. So right now, I think Bitcoin's a neutral, whether it's a buy or it's a hold. There's a chance that it makes a new low, and if it does, it'll just keep on moving down. But there's a chance at any minute we could see this spike through the roof. Remember that there's only one way off of a short, and that's to buy Bitcoin. And they're not going to give you any warning. I think they're going to run the price of this up so they can get their arms around and get control of the crypto market. And that's why you need to be buying it. Don't buy Bitcoin Diet. I'm talking about Bitcoin OG. You heard it here first. This is the OG Brocknut. 719 West. Roberto Escobar. Diet Bitcoin.